Okie dokie, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. This is for December 2020. General sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Ascending. Also, as always, if there's communication problems, look at your Mercury, and if there's concerns with love and romance and those type of things. Also, emotions of the heart, you look at Venus. Okay? If you don't know what those things are, there's a link down below in the description that explains all those beautiful things to you. Also in the description is a link for my best friend's profile, AC Digital Marketing Solutions. She does all my beautiful social media management and thumbnails, graphic design. And also if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, you can check it down below there as well. There's a link for that. Okay. So, for all of you that always support me, welcome back. Thank you for your like, share, comments, and subscribe. And if it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you to your channel. My name is Adrian. I'm an intuitive healer and I practice holistic wellness. All right. So, I just want to explain to you very quickly how I'm going to do this reading so that you actually understand what's happening. All right. So, as you know, we're all in the process of, of ascension. From 3D, the sort of like greed and those type of things in the world, it doesn't kind of work so well for us, sort of like from 3D to 5D. So almost as you can say, kind of like when you look at the ego, kind of the parts of the ego that maybe don't serve us so well to the parts of the ego that serve us better. And then we look at 4D, what are the parts in between, the sort of parts that we need to overcome in order to ultimately benefit from this beautiful potential of ascension. Okay, so that is what we are looking at. Let's see what we got for you. So we're going to start off with the 3D. There's a card falling out. And okay, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I had very similar something yesterday. I just have to think now because I did those yesterday. I was wearing the same shirt, but I did them yesterday. I think it was for Cancer, if I remember correctly. And even though you're obviously an air sign, there's quite a strong water element in your chart as well. Okay, all right. So, recent parts were like the 3D sort of energy where you're moving from. We're looking at the Magician. That's the very first card that came out there for you. Quite beautiful, the Magician. And then these are the cards that were also, if I remember correctly, in the Cancer reading, the Ten of Swords and the King of Pentacles, okay, which is actually quite fantastic. And then we're just very quickly also going to look at where you're sort of heading, what's coming towards you. So we're looking at where you're coming from, what has brought you, from what is sort of the driving force from where you're coming from, where it's taking you, and what are those things sort of in the middle that sort of boomerang, your progress, that kind of keep you stagnant. Okay, it's good to know those things. So we've got the Knight of Cups came out first, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Cups. Rightio. Intriguing stuff happening over here. Quite intriguing, and I have definitely got questions with that, where the energy is heading. So let's just have a look. So with the Magician, there's that, I feel for many of you, you just sort of got fed up. You were probably trying the same sort of situation, relationship, job, circumstance, whatever it was. You tried the same thing over and over. It was the same sort of blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you know what, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to start over there. Now, just because, I make it sound so sort of like, platonic, doesn't exactly mean it was almost like that grace of, you have sort of like a kite and on a beautiful day and you just go out to the beach and, just wonderfully rise up to the skies. This could in fact have been where you have this beautiful kite, and everything was so promising and you were very excited, and when you got outside, the wind came like, ooh, calm and stop. Okay, so there were definitely some challenges involved. There was a lot that you had to let go of, and that you might actually still be in the process of letting go. A lot of pain, a lot of I feel there was a lot of sort of second chances that were given, but you know, when you sort of hit kind of like the 186th second chance, you were like, you know, I can't do this anymore. And for a lot of you, you actually really realize your worth. You really realize your value. You know, it's almost like you may have in ways have been devaluing yourself without actually realizing that you were doing so. But this complete sort of, you know, shift in perspective, this change in mindset, it set something really powerful in motion. I don't really think that at the time, you know, you may have said it, but you might not have actually realized, you know, how you know, the power, the sort of profound power of your words at the time. You know, when you decided, I'm going to focus on me, because also for a lot of you, I think that you know, at the time when you sort of made that decision that your focus is just going to be you. Oh, why did my crystal fall off? I don't know. Okay, I'll fix it. Kind of. You know, at that sort of time where you decided that you know, gonna just focus on yourself, focus on the moment, it could have come from a point of pure frustration, actual like soul exhaustion. Didn't feel like you were, you know, able to cope in, you know, in any other sort of way. So I don't actually, you know, I don't really sense that at the time when you know, you made a serious decision, but you didn't realize almost how serious you were about being serious. You know what I'm saying? And things started to look up for you. You know, things started to look up for you in a lot of things that you let go. Now, there's as you're going forward, there's I'm going to have to look at what's happening where you currently are, because I'm not 100% sure what's happening over there. But there's almost a sense of like this could be love returning. You know, sort of like an opportunity, a second chance maybe returning. It doesn't just have to be romance. It could just be any of those sort of things that really kind of make your heart like just very much smile. But there's a sort of distrust over there. There's I heard this very beautiful description once about Aquarius, and it really made me smile. It was saying that with Aquarius, you will know that there's sort of like this hot teapot, and you know it's going to burn your fingers, you know, or your hands, but you're still going to touch the teapot or the kettle. And going forward, and you want to be careful of this, because I feel for you, especially when it comes to love, trust, issues of faith, anything like that, those sort of like emotions with the sort of like the heart chakra area, you want to be very careful, because there's an opportunity coming around. It doesn't have to be the same person, it doesn't have to be the same business or sort of thing, but it's a very sort of similar circumstances that's coming around. So this is like, remember, life goes in cycles. Life is, I always say that life is one big sort of recycling project, really, when you think about it. So something that, you know, that didn't probably sit so well with you before, you know, didn't maybe, you know, end on the most amicable sort of terms. There's a very similar sort of energy coming around, and that sort of like big sense of distrust is kicking in, and you may actually want to go into that area where it's almost like past patterning that doesn't serve you well, the exact sort of thing that you got over, the exact sort of thing that you know, that so powerfully sort of started to build your life. It's almost like you can almost like revert back to the step before that. So these sort of actions that that you know, led to you making these decisions of like sort of choosing yourself, and that actually started to push you forward. So you want to be careful of that, because you don't want to fall in the pitfall again, okay? Especially with love. All right, let's just check what's going on here. So we're going to look at the current energy. I will let you know that with the cards, I was looking for jumpers, but oh, okay, they're not jumper. They, oh wow, I like this. Okay. I will let you know that the card that I did see was the Seven of Swords. So with the current energy, we've got the Three of Swords and we've got the Page of Cups. This issue's got to do with love. You know, that sort of romance, that trust of the heart. And so where you currently are, there's a lot of sort of overcoming the things that are not working at the moment, opening the heart, setting the heart free. Now, I feel that that for many of you, especially where it pertains to love, or anything that was sort of like something sort of like passion for you personally, I don't really feel that this situation was wrong or the circumstances was wrong. Some of you are not going to like it when I say this, but the thing is that you were not ready. Okay, there is a lesson that you still needed to learn, and you were hesitant to learn this lesson. So it's almost like, for some of you, it almost feels like if you did the same thing over and over and over, enough times, eventually the universe is just going to listen to you and it's just going to let you be. Doesn't work that way. Okay. Rightio. So where you currently are, heart chakras opening, dealing with the past, overcoming the pain. We've got the Two of Swords there. I'm just going to get you one more card. So there's a sense of confusion here. Okay, now I understand this, because this is a wanting to move forward, needing to move forward, kind of feeling a little bit stuck. And also with the Two of Swords, where we sometimes get this energy of the Two of Swords, is that the reason why you feel stuck and the reason why you feel confused, it's not because you don't have any options. It's because you don't really want to go sort of like, with those low vibing options that you went with before, because you already know where that is going. But there's sort of that rebel soul that want to go like, if I try it this time, kind of like, I'm going to show the universe. Let's get you one more card. What is happening here? Let's just do a nice zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. So that's more than one card that went flying, but that's okay. I'm going to check for you now what we have. So the first card that came out for the current energy for where you currently are. Remember, we're looking at the things that are withholding you from your progress. Now, in that case, this is quite interesting, is where you currently are. This situation, some of you are feeling kind of stuck. The loneliness is kicking in, the sort of the fear and the anxiety and those type of things that can sometimes make us human beings stripped. Those things are kicking in. So where you are at the moment, there's quite a lot of motivation to overcome the pain, to open your heart, to give life another chance, all those beautiful type of stuff there with the Page of Cups. But then, you get to the Two of Swords and you go like, oh my goodness, oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. And this is where you're in that space where you feel stuck because you don't really know what the next step is, and that's why you're feeling stuck. So you get the Empress, which is encouragement towards patience. Things might be very sort of unpleasant for many of you at the moment. Five of Cups as well as Seven of Wands. Okay, and they say one more card. What's going on here? Oh, that one just fell out. Oh, there we go. 10 of Cups. Very similar to the Cancer reading that I had yesterday. Even though I haven't released that one yet, it's uploaded, so it's probably going to come out on the same day. Doesn't matter. Shh, now you know. The only thing that's really required of you at this particular point in time, Aquarius, it's patience. It is allowing things to sort of even out and take their turn. It's very much with this, with the depiction of this Empress card that we have over here. Just before I have that, this is so funny. I'm looking at this card and yet so clearly in my mind. It's almost like I must tell you, it's like, so just chill and have some fun. Sometimes when we sort of like in a pickle situation in life, we feel that we have to do something. I have to do something. I have to, I have to just do something. I can't just sit here and, just sort of like, I don't know, watch the chips and, let them fall where they may type of thing. Many of you are like, you don't understand, I can't do that. And then the question is, why can't you? All right? Because things are very much on flow here. Now, I feel for many of you, your fear is starting to kick in here. And it's starting to kick in quite powerfully, quite in overdrive. All right? Things are sort of evening out. Things are basically coming to pass. Things are seeming very, very promising. Okay? But there's a lot of excuses that are coming up here. Oh, you know what? I should just this, I should just that, you know, what if they don't this, what if they don't that, what if they don't da 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 da, da. Whole lot of stuff, okay? Um, sorry. A very strong reminder for you is that you are not responsible for anyone in this world. Now, I know that you've got, you know, a natural tendency of Aquarius is that sort of, you know, strong sort of humanitarian feel. But when is the last time that you actually really did something nicely for yourself? Okay? If you want to be humanitarian and if you want to serve the world and if you want to serve the universe and if you want to do these beautiful things, when is the last time you really did something really, really amazing for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. There's a difficult situation here that's coming to an end. And the controversy here is that it's a very difficult situation that's coming to an end. You can see it coming to an end. You can see the signs. They are everywhere. The evidence is in your life. You can see it happening, and it's terrifying you because you're wanting to hold on because you're so scared if you go forward that you know, that you wouldn't know what to do. What if you are caught unawares? You know, what if people may think that you are a fool? For many of you, you're so used to doing things in a certain way, and that in itself, as you go forward, can make you feel very sort of connected. That sense of you know, I don't quite know what's happening over here. So funny enough, where you are at the moment, you are in this flow where things are really beginning to even out quite beautifully. But as you go forward, because there's a sense of unfamiliarity that's happening over there, some of you are not seeing things for the good that they are, or let's rather put it like this: you are seeing things for the good that they are, but it's scaring you because you don't have all the answers. You know, there's not that almost like a sense of predictability going on there, and because there's not, you feel that you don't have control of the situation, and the thing sort of kicking in there is almost like, you know, sort of like better the devil that you know. So you want to be very careful of that, because where you are at the moment, I feel it's like things are really speeding up, you know. There's a lot of things happening all at once. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things in the process of becoming, and you can see this. You know, it's like looking in and from the outside, and you can see all these beautiful things that are happening, and it might be very exciting where you are at the moment. But then there's a period where things are sort of slowing down a little bit, and it's in that slowing down period where you are starting to trip. And it's in the tripping that you have actually the danger of sort of it's almost like scratching where there's not really an itch. Okay, it's what's happening over there, and you want to be very careful of this, because for many of you going forward, it is creating a problem, because if you have a problem, then now I'm not saying you're thinking of it this way. This is how it's, you know, it's going on in your mind. But when you create the problem, you've actually got something to manage. You've actually got something to focus on. Okay, so be very careful of your words as you are going forward. I don't really know why that is coming up, but be careful about the people you're having drinks with, that you don't, you know, sort of say things that, you know, you might sort of not really mean it that nasty, but it could come across as quite bad. You want to be careful of that, okay? There is, in a very good situation, so let's put it like this. So going forward, at the moment, there's a very good situation unfolding. As you go forward, the good situation is there, all right? So it's becoming, and then it's there, and then it's there's a sense of not wanting to trust. So because you don't want to sort of open your heart and then trust, and then, you know, and then sort of in a sense, you know, in your mind set yourself up for that sort of disappointment. Before the disappointment that is not there, but before the, you know, the possible phantom disappointment hits, you're going to rather create a problem yourself. I do, however, feel that, you know, that the energies that you are dealing with, you're going to a space where you may have been very used to being misunderstood before, where you're going to a space where you're actually being understood. So you're putting yourself through quite a lot of drama over there. And then people's like, you know what, no, it's okay, we understand. We know what you're doing. It's okay, no worries. It's all right. You know, if you want to float that boat, then float it, but no worries. You know, so I wouldn't be too concerned about the situation itself. It's just that you're feeling a little bit out of your depth there as you're going forward. So be careful of creating problems that you don't need to create. Okay? Let's get you a message from the universe. I've got really no idea what this means. That's why I was silent for a while. Rather say nothing than saying anything at all. I've got no idea what that means. But apparently you will understand. Suppose, you know, communication is not only through words, it could also be through actions. They're saying, like, remind them of that. Okay. So where you currently are, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. Oh, no, it's too many cards. Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, the Magician, and let's get you one more. Oh, this is a powerful message for you, Aquarius. Okay. So, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, the Magician, and the Nine of Wands. Don't be scared of feeling your emotions. So there's a divine intervention that's coming here for you. It's not necessarily coming in the most, you know, refined sort of ways. It's a little bit rough, you know. This is one of those cases almost like where there's an energy almost like revenge is a dish best served cold. Okay, so it's coming a little bit sort of rough around the edges. You know, it's like when you see somebody kind of coming down the road and there's a sharp edge in the road, and you're like, and you're like, oh my goodness, are they going to make it? They're going to make it. They're going to make it. I can't look. You know, so there's that sort of panicky energy that's coming, and I feel as it hits, you feel that you have to do something about this. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. Be careful of rescue mode sort of activating here. Like, I feel that for some of you, also you may be so used to having to be the one that has to be strong that it's almost like an impulse or an instinct that kicks in, like I have to take control of the situation. You don't have to. Observe. Okay. There's a divine plan here. There's something going on here that you're not quite clear yet. It's becoming clear a bit later on for you. And there's, you know, there's some pain that you need to let go of, but it's becoming clear for you. All right, let's grab you an oracle card. And if it resonates with you, you're more than welcome to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Aquarius, if you do subscribe, remember to hit that notification bell. Let's see what we've got for you. This card flipped around and it says, fellow travelers, support is all around you. Beautiful, eh? All right, so thanks so much, Aquarius. One more card. Okay, no problem. One more card. It shall be drawn. It shall be drawn. Ah, two came out. No problem. Ah, but they're very similar. The one is transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. That's what we were talking about for you. And breaking trail. A break is at hand. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. So, Aquarius, see you around.